How to replace the rear passenger seat belt on a 2006 Scion XB. Only tools you need is a 14mm and a Torx bit. I don't know off my head what size this is. I'll have to look back on it, but it's a fairly big one. So what you want to do, you'll have a 14mm here, a 14mm down here on the bottom. Now to get the seat up, you'll have a tab right there where the gray's at, and this metal hook here goes inside there. So what I had to do, grab both hands right up next to it and yank up pretty good firmly to lift it up. After you get it up there, you'll have a 14mm right there. So I got those two off right now. Then what you want to do, you'll have to fold the seat down. You'll have the Torx screw here, or hex, and one here. You want to take those two out, therefore you can pop off the trim panel over here. So those screws are a T50. So after I got those two T50s out, I just started kind of prying towards me, and it just kind of held on by some clips and little tabs. Got a clip here, kind of further down, so I'm just working my way around. I lifted this up a bit. You'll have a clip right there. This piece here, that goes there. I'm just going to try doing as much as I can without taking everything apart, but I do, for me to access this seat belt, we'll have to take this panel off. So I'm in the process of that right now. What I did here, I'll probably have to lift the seat back up, lift this seat up a little bit to get this trim panel towards the driver's side, so I can go ahead and slide this whole unit out. I can't really figure out how to get this completely off without taking out the back seats. I don't want to do that, but since I got skinny arms, what I'm going to do is pull this back, and you will have a 14mm bolt right where my thumb's at. You want to go and take that loose, and the whole seat belt will come out. So that's what I'm going to do. You can do it the hard way if you want, which is take the whole seat out, I believe, because that's what it appears to be. But I'm just going to pull this out while taking that bolt out. Alright, after I got that 14mm bolt out, I was able to just kind of lift up the pre-tensioner and straight out. So just lift it up and straight out, and out it goes. Now the fun part is to put the new one back in. As you can tell, the reason why I replaced it, duct tape, and somehow they got it all twisted up where you can't really pull the buckle out. Alright, in goes the new one. Now what I did, my first mistake that I did after taking out trying to put in the new one, I had it facing the other way. Well, you want the seat belt pre-tension basically going inside of the body. I had it going the opposite way, trying to figure out why this panel wasn't going on. Well, silly me, I had it going the other way. So this is the way it's supposed to look like. I had it the opposite way. So now all I gotta do is tighten down that 14mm bolt, then go ahead and get everything put back together. Also, just a little helpful tip. Those little pegs that you see on each side, make sure they're in the grooves, because it's just kind of like an alignment tab. And if it's not lined up or whatever, your seat belt may not pull out. It may be locked. So you want to make sure that you're in the groove and get that tightened down all the way. Therefore, the seat belt will unlock. I've never figured out how does it know when you got disconnected. The old one that I took off, it is locked. But when you attach it back to the body, it unlocks it. I've never figured out how that works out. Alright, to get the panel back in, I just kind of pushed it all back into place. It kind of snaps in like it should. Then you'll need to put your T50 screws back in. Also want to make sure that your weather stripping is on the outside of the trim panel. You don't want it to be tucked in. like you see here. So you want to make sure it's all pulled out like this. One thing that I forgot to mention, this bolt here with the sleeve, that goes here, so try to not lose that sleeve, because that goes first. Then it's this adapter, then you slide the bolt on, so make sure you do not lose the sleeve. Like I said, it'll be the sleeve first, that'd go in, then you'd add the buckle piece, then you add the bolts into it. So I'll have to do this with 2 hands. So I'd make sure that this sleeve part doesn't fall inside the pillar. Now after you get that done, and you're almost done, all you gotta do is put this lower one on there. Then put all the stuff that you took out. If you took anything out of the back, put that back together. There's also a cover that goes on here that you need to put back on if you took it off. So basically that's gonna sum up this video. All I gotta do, run this down to the seat and bolt that on. Put everything back together and you're good to go. So hopefully this video helps you out on replacing your passenger rear seat belt. This is the same step for the driver's rear seat belt. Now people's gonna say, oh, you should replace the battery. Not replace the battery, but disconnect the battery. Well, this one here does not have any electrical connectors. It's just mounts onto the body with no electrical on it. So you don't really need to disconnect any electrical, the battery I mean. So I just went on and did it without disconnecting the battery, no problem. Seatbelt is in functioning condition. It all works the way it should. So hopefully this video helps you out. Thanks for watching.